General MacArthur drops a atomic bomb.
Hello everyone, welcome back. This is turn 5 of 1951. Turn 5 for the communists. Turn 4 was quite the turn. So let's keep right on a rolling. So for purchases, the Soviets are doing 1 tech roll for heavy tanks. They're doing, 5 infantry, 3 tanks, 3 mechanized, and 1 submarine. And over in China, they're doing 2 tech for war bonds, 3 tanks, 3 mech, and an infantry. So let's get the tech out of the way here. So Russia still can't seem to get that tech. All right, and then China. And China succeeded in getting war bonds. So actually, I'll just here grab that, put it next to the war bonds. So the 2 nations who really need war bonds got them. They did not succeed in heavy tanks. Okay, going into attacks this turn. So now that the radiation effects on the 1-term radiation effects have worn off on France, as far as unit movements, the Russian German army is going to move forward and attack the NATO forces in Holland, Belgium. They are going to launch an attack to retake Murmansk from the NATO forces there. They're going to launch a naval strike against the U.S. Second Fleet here in an effort to destroy it, to block the Third Army from making another landfall against their territory. China is going to once again attempt the taking of Pakistan. China is maneuvering down to take Malaya. And that is actually it for the turn. After thinking about it for a bit, as much as it's going to hurt, we're going to leave the American base up there in Kamchatka alone for maybe another turn and see what maybe we can develop. Because in a lot of ways, just like an actual war, you're better on the defense than you are on the offense. So with that, we'll get ready. We'll move into attacks and stuff, and we'll get right on going. Alright, so before we begin the attacks, I did want to do one quick caveat. The communists are adding one more attack. They're going to force their surface fleet from the Balkans through the Denmark Straits and hit the NATO fleet around England, which is right here. So that is an extra attack. So now we'll first start with the attack in Belgium. We have the battles set up on the battle board here. So let's get rolling. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 14 tanks and a jet for 15, or a fighter for, and then a fighter for 3 for 15. So we'll just roll 5 dice all at once. That's 2. And we're going to try and take ground losses before we take air losses. So that's 5. It's 3 more. 10. And 15. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's all the NATO defenders. Okay, so let's fire back 1 for 3. There's a hit. And then 4, 3, 6. 6 for 4 less. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow, they got 5 hits out of that. All right, but that is the end of the fight. The Allies lose Holland, Belgium. I think that's going to cost them, it's like two or three IPC. Get the battle board cleared off quick. Alright, so let's see here let's see, Holland, Belgium is worth 3. So get a control marker on there. Get a control marker on there. Move the German army, the Russian army of the Rhine or army of Germany to the north there. Signal they've captured Holland, Belgium. One second here while I get the battle board cleared off. So next we'll go into the naval fight here. So give me a second. And then the Russians are attacking that force with 2 subs, 2 destroyers, and 2 cruisers. Now, because they're forcing the straits, the submarines will get through just fine because they can go submerged. So then we got 2 for the destroyers. Okay, both destroyers will make it through the pass. Don't think this was a good attack idea all of a sudden. And 2 for the cruisers. And both cruisers make it through. Okay, so the Soviets, 2 for the destroyers. They got a hit. We'll take that on the carrier. And then they got 4 for 3. And it's 2 more hits, so we'll take it on, well, yeah. Well, no, we'll take it on the 2 transports. Okay, so now they have 2 transports for 1. Misses. 3 for 2. Whew, 2 hits. That's not good. And then 1 hit, and then 1 for 4. Which is a hit. I'll take it on my cruiser. Okay, so we are going to, I think, yeah, we're going to retreat from that fight. We're just going to try and weaken it. And I was hoping we could maybe get lucky with some rolls and kill that Navy, but that did not work out the way I wanted it to. But we killed two of its transports and damaged the carrier, so I guess some good came out of that fight. So 1 second, let me get, well, yeah, got 1 of their transports. All right, so we'll put that back there. We'll get the NATO Navy back on its card. Then the next battle will be the sea battle. Will be the sea battle in the Mediterranean with, that's sort of the force structure. So I'll just kind of look over here, but obviously we'll go to the board. Okay, so we got a cruiser and a fighter for 3. God, misses. Tactical bomber. That's a hit. Well, we'll have to kill the carrier. Yep, we'll have to kill the carrier. And then the 2 strategic bombers. And that's the enemy cruiser. All right, so their return shot, 2, 1, 2, 3. So they have 6 transports. That'll equal 3 dice for 1. 3 dice for 1, and then the damage carrier also hits on a 1, so that's 4 for 1. They miss, And the enemy cruiser for 3. Oh, miss. All right, so no losses to the Soviets, but the entire Allied force here is destroyed, along with the Army troops. So the U.S. Third Army is sunk off of Crete, or no, off of Cyprus. That just bought the Soviets some time. No doubt about that. That maneuver just bought them a little bit of time in the Middle East. And then these will all go back to, even though it's a non-combat, we'll just play it out now. All these will go back to Turkey. Okay. Okay, next, the attack south. Whoops. I mean, that's pretty easy to go through. Okay, so we have 2 infantry for 1. Ooh, they got a hit. Whoops. Yeah, 2 infantry for 1, and they got a hit. And then 3 tanks for 3. And they got the last. And then the 2 Sato defenders. And the 2 Sato defenders miss. So the Chinese will now take control of Pakistan. And that was worth 1 IPC. China making some moves. Doing pretty well for themselves. Okay. So now we go into the last attack, which is the attack on Malaya. I will need to set up the battle board real quick. So let's get this all on the battle board. So that's got 3 artillery, 2 infantry, 2 jets, 2 fighters versus 3 tanks and a fighter. See how this goes. Okay. All right. So the Chinese have 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, no. 6 actually. Yeah, 6. Yeah. 2 infantry, 1, 2, 3. 2 infantry and 4 artillery. So that's 6 for 2. That's 2 hits. And then the 2 fighters. And the 2 jets. That's all of it. Alright, so Sato with 3 tanks. They got the infantry. And their fighter for 4. Misses. Alright. Not too bad, not too shabby. That's another victory for the Chinese. They have basically taken all of Southeast Asia, although I realized this turn that I forgot to send a lone Chinese infantryman down to take South Vietnam. Okay, well, Malaya is taken. That's 3 IPC. Yep, that's 3 IPC. And that is it for the communist attacks this turn. So we'll go into non-combats and we'll real quickly. So let's see here. They came. So we'll start with these guys. They came 1, 2, 3. We'll put them in Henan. These guys are going to go to 2, to block the NATO army, the enemy army up there. They came 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll concentrate the fighters here. Next, we'll move the tanks around Peking. Well, we'll leave 3 tanks at Peking, and we'll bring the other 3 tanks down here to this factory. We'll come down here to protect Shanghai. In the north, up here, we'll leave all this. We'll leave all of this. Actually, we'll send these 3 tanks north. 1, 2. Send those tanks north to Manchuria. Then we're good down here. Then over here, now that we don't have to worry about a invasion, these 2 are going to come join the army in Israel for the final attack on oh, 1 second. I have to pause the video quick. Be right back, guys. Okay, yeah. So we took some of the troops in Turkey and moved them down to Israel. We took the 2 mech and the mobile artillery up in Central Europe. We're going to take this infantry and put him in Slovakia. We have 3 tanks in Poland that are going to come forward to East Berlin. Let's see here. So this fleet that went after the NATO fleet will retreat back to Zone 113, where it'll probably meet its end. This guy will come back. Oh, wait. Forgot to do an attack. Whoops. I forgot to do the NATO attack in Murmansk, or the Soviet attack in Murmansk. So let's get that set back up. What happens when some of the pieces start to blend together. Let's see if we have the strength to take it. Oh, almost forgetting stuff every time. Okay, so we have 1 Russian infantry for 1. Miss. 3 Russian tanks for 3. 1 and a Russian fighter for 3. Miss. NATO has 4 infantry for 2. They got 2. Not sure if I want to press my advantage or not. I mean, I have 2 tanks and a fighter against 3 infantry. Now, the odds are not entirely in my favor. But I'm going to give it one more go. I shouldn't have. Yep, definitely shouldn't have. Yep, definitely shouldn't have. I just killed my whole tank force up there. Dagnabbit, with no kills. Alright, so yeah, we're definitely pulling out from that battle. Which will bring in... So the NATO forces will stay. He'll come to arc angle. That army will move forward. Minus the anti-aircraft. It does have an anti-aircraft gun on it, but that is not going to join. So the anti-aircraft gun is going to stay. So actually, that is now the army around Arc Angle. Elsewhere in and then in Central Europe. So the 3 jets that came from Poland came 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll land back in Germany. The other aircraft, from France, well, we'll land it in. We'll put it in Paris. We'll land them back in Paris. We have no scramble abilities, but I get the feeling that we're actually no. Because we have radar and we can scramble from 2 zones away, I'm going to put it all in East Germany. At least that way we can scramble to Paris if we have to or not. And I think that's everything. Yep, that's everything. All right, so now we're going to deploy 3 infantry into France, 3 tanks. Once again, 3 tanks up in Leningrad. We will deploy the 2 infantry. Let's see here. Going to deploy 2 infantry in Poland. Don't need that army market there anymore. 2 infantry in Poland. The 3 mech infantry and this. All right. Or how was I doing that? Oh shoot. No. Wait. Shoot, now I forgot how I was doing this. Why did I forget how I was doing this? Oh, now I remember. Okay, so. Oh. Darn door. So 1 mech was deploying in Romania. And then 2 mechs and a submarine were deploying in Amur. Okay, then for China, we got 3 tanks joining the other 3 tanks in Shanghai. One infantry at Peking, and the 3 mech we're going to, the 3 mechanized we're going to southern Manchuria. Yes. Okay, so overall, that is the communist turn, and they will end the turn with China at 52 plus 5 IPC, so they'll get 57 from their war bonds, and Russia will get 64 IPC. So all in all, a decent round for the communists. They're slowly starting to hold their own. We'll have to see what the Allies can dish out next turn to see if this might be the end of the war for them or not. Truman and Washington is attempting to rally its allies. Clement Attlee and Charles de Gaulle are still sitting in London waiting to see the outcomes. They are very distressed by what has happened in France and now Holland and Belgium, and realizing that they basically have 2 armies that are, for all intents and purposes, pretty much trapped between basically the entire Allied front from Denmark to Austria is all technically surrounded by enemy forces. So we'll have to see how that goes. And in the Med, the Soviets are very close to capturing their next victory city out of Cairo. And then after they take Cairo, they really only need to either take either Rome, London, or Washington or Ottawa to win the game here in the West. Over in China, they still have to deal with the massive American fleet off of Taiwan and the US 8 and the 8th Army that landed in Kiang Sea, just south of Shanghai, as well as they have to deal with the arrival of the American landing force in Kamchatka, which is also guarded by a pretty decently sized fleet. But so we'll have to, like I said, we'll see what the Allies do next turn. And until next time, guys, take care.